Right then, we'll do a quick review of Battlefield 3. Better late than never. Just cover the basics and the kind of the pros and cons of playing, really. I've just managed to load up first time, which is pretty impressive, really. Normally I crash out because EA have done this bizarre move this time where they connect Origin and Battlelog, which is browser based, together, and then the browser opens Battlefield from Origin. So there's so many steps in it that it's bound to go wrong a few times, and it happens to go wrong most of the time for me. Not today, so that's good. So obviously, get into the game after a while, because the load times are ridiculous, even on PC. Although I find it improves as you've got in, so you play a match, takes ages to load, and then the second time you load a map, you probably get in a bit quicker, but it depends on your processor. I'm using an i5, and that seems to be fairly quick. So once you're in, you pick a squad and stuff. You get four choices of class, so you can be assault, engineer, support, or recon. I normally play engineer because it's quite a nice all-rounder. For some reason this has forgotten all of my weapon choices. Just one more bug to add to the list. So when you go into your customize screen, you can change all your weapon accessories. So I'm using the infrared scope because I'm a noob. Full grip suppressor, but you cycle through whatever you want, really, and change your gun here as well. And you get a choice of a sidearm, a gadget. So apparently an RPG is a gadget. Gadget 2, repair tool. I am an engineer, that's what I do. And then you can specialise in something. And what's new for this Battlefield is you can do squad specialisation. So whatever perk you choose goes to the whole squad, which is quite nice. So I've got squad ammo on, partly because I'm an engineer, so a couple of extra RPGs is nice. But snipers obviously are quite happy with it as well. You can change your appearance, which is largely pointless, although I have found that one, as you can see, it's bugged. I can't even. Oh, there we go. It's back. One particular camouflage is black, and I think you get it at level 50 or something, which means you don't show up very well on infrared, which is probably the only useful camouflage you can get. However, I haven't got that yet because I'm not good enough. Anyway, this is a rush game by the looks of it. So I'll spawn, show you around. So the first thing you notice as you get in is the graphics, because they are incredible. It's just beautiful. Like, the scenery is amazing. There's the infrared view where everybody shows up, which is a bit hacks, but if everyone's using it, then that's not really an advantage. This is one of the issues I find, is jumping is bugged. I mean, I can't jump over that, so what? Should I go under it? Get prone, there we go. So, it's little things like that that really niggle in the end. Okay, so the objective here is to get to defend A and B, although B's already gone by the looks of it, while I was talking. Hold on. And I've missed. So, it's fairly... I'm being shot from somewhere. It's quite hard to... I'm dead. There you go. It totally depends what server you get in, whether you're going to die instantly or somebody's reviving, which is nice of them. So yeah, the combat is... it's glitchy, really, for an FPS. My friend... dead again. Says that compared to Call of Duty, for example, the hitboxes are really flawed. Like headshots. I mean, you can shoot a guy in the head 5 times on this and he won't die, but then he'll shoot you in the head once and you will die. So it's very unreliable. Sometimes you're shooting at somebody and it looks like every single bullet's hitting them, but nothing's going on, and they'll turn around and single shot you somehow. The weapon balance is really off, so if you've got on the G36, it's going to take you a lot longer to kill somebody than with a shotgun, which, okay, it makes sense, but the shotguns are, you know, I'm skeptical of the range, the real life range of shotguns, and according to BF3, you can snipe across the map with buckshot, so obviously if you get a headshot with a shotgun, it's a single kill, whereas if you get a headshot with a G36, it isn't, which is exactly how guns work in real life, obviously. So that is an issue for me. Tactical flashlights are, oh my god, I'm playing really badly, ridiculously overpowered. I haven't seen one yet, but when you see one, you'll see. Basically, it's a torch that you put on under your gun, and if you look at anybody, they're completely blinded. So it's not exactly the fairest of attachments to use. Laser sights are similar, but you know, they're less of an obvious effect. But yeah, if you get a Saiga shotgun, so that's automatic shotgun with frag rounds, which are basically explosive rounds with a tactical light on the bottom of it, you're largely unstoppable. Don't know why everybody doesn't do that. I suppose some people have some self-respect, like me. I like to go it alone with just a gun and some infrared. There we go, finally get some kills. Infrared's great for spotting snipers and stuff, but it sort of balances out. Especially when you get the guys with the shotguns coming for you. Sorry, I'm completely losing my train of thought when I'm trying to kill people. Another few odd glitches you get is occasionally you get a thing called bad luck. Now, sometimes it's because of an explosion or something's been near you, so it's not attributed to somebody actually killing you, but you still die. Oh my god, the whole team's here. And other times you're just walking along happily, and then you die, and it's bad luck, and that counts towards your death ratio. So obviously your kill death, if you care about that, goes down for no apparent reason. As with, you know, if you're going to put overpowered weapons in a game, people are going to use them to their advantage. So RPGs and stuff, expect to get them fired at you as infantry, because, I mean, I'm guilty of it as well. It's the easiest way of killing people. So yeah, if you're looking for a nice fair game where everybody's got exactly the same gun, it's not going to happen. Vehicles as well are ridiculously overpowered on this, so if you've got a tank, expect to be in it for a while, blowing up people left, right and centre. You know, RPGs and stuff are, considering they're anti-tank weapons, they're largely useless against tanks. You have to hit something like 5 times or something to actually kill it, by which time the person's got out and shot you, or the tank's killed you, or whatever. You also get aircraft on this, as per usual with Battlefield games, but you do get planes on this one, which you haven't on, I think the last 2. BF2 had planes, but the Bad Company series I don't think they did. It makes a nice change. I mean, it's good to, you know, for a bit of air combat. It's nice to get off the ground and do a bit of dogfighting, but unless you spend a lot of time in jets, they're quite hard to do anything effective with, and the physics are a bit dodgy, so it's very easy to randomly die in the jet for no particular reason. There's a helicopter. This helicopter's nice. The controls are exactly the same as were in Bad Company if you played that, so they're really easy to control, which is nice. You know, there's none of that flight simulator stuff going on. Kind of covers vehicles really. You also get jeeps for like fast transport and things, but they're not particularly useful. Although, you know, if you get a tight map with a jeep with a gun on top, then if you get it in the right place, you can do some real damage. So, you know, it's enjoyable. I've spent hours and hours on it. despite the bugs. It's nice getting with your friends, getting in the squad, having a bit of fun. Even finding empty maps and just having to mess about. It's fun. Although I do expect to give up in the middle of games sometimes, because sometimes it just feels like the bugs are just building up and everybody's using ridiculous guns and you just can't stand it anymore. It happens a lot to me. But games like this, it's quite nice. They're probably not enjoying it as much because their team's sucking by the looks of it. But sometimes you get really nice, even teams. Game will go on for a while, and you'll end on like a few points between it, which are really good. And other times, you're getting bugs, you can't jump over stuff, people using shotguns and RPGs, and you just don't want to be playing anymore. So you can stop and play Skyrim or something. As far as bugs go, there are lots. BF3 has been patched twice, I think, already. I think there was a day one patch. Don't quote me on that. But there's definitely been a patch since, which didn't really do much to help. I mean, it apparently changed some crashing bugs, but I still get those. With all your drivers up to date, I've got a newish graphics card, but it still randomly crashes, so I'm blaming that on the software, not the hardware. The game's about to end. Apparently they've changed a lot of the gun physics, so they've made lots of guns that shouldn't be overpowered, and lots of guns that before were fine, they've made them worse, so not really sure what they were thinking about that. But it's their game, not mine, so they can do what they want. But yeah, it could do with a really good bug patch. Considering it went through an alpha and a beta, it still seems so glitchy, it's unreal. Like, the hitbox is massively important in FPS. Completely broken on this. Random things like jumping bugs. So you'll be trying to jump through a window or something, and it'll be glitching out and you'll get shot because of it. The bad luck bug, which is ridiculous. There were a few bugs before the patch that have disappeared, which was like you would spawn facing yourself third person, which was a nightmare because you could only shoot towards your own view. But that seems to have gone. I'm not sure, I haven't had it since. And I think the only other real issue is the balancing issues. A lot of the maps are very advantageous for a particular team. Now obviously you play the map twice from each team's, you swap positions like a football match, but it doesn't always work that easily. So and then also, if one of your teams are all using, a Saiga shotgun with frag rounds and tactical light, and then the other team's trying to play properly, then the shotgun team is going to win. So, you could just say, well, pick the most overpowered weapons and go from there, but it kind of kills the game, really. There's a vehicle for you. So you can fit a whole squad in most of these things, which is quite nice for getting your mates around. And helicopters are also quite useful for that. There's a APC, which is, get some amphibious ones on here, which is always interesting, but they're about as, you might as well swim because they're that slow, so there's no point really. Just about covers it really. If you're looking for a bit of, nice graphics, light-hearted fun, then it's probably the game for you. If things like bugs and fair gameplay and things really bother you, I suggest you give it a miss, or at least give it a miss until the patch is out, because you will rage. So if you're used to things like Call of Duty and stuff, where they've had a few years to perfect the single engine that they use, you know, kind of got to accept that this is going to be a lot more buggy, and it's not going to be the same gameplay experience that you're used to. But it doesn't mean it's not fun. And once you've got over all the bugs and such, you can play fine. I mean, there's been no bugs so far, so, you know, sometimes it's a good day, sometimes it isn't. There's a laser. Imagine a tactical flashlight is like that, but 1,000 times worse. Basically, your whole screen goes white. What's even more annoying is like your own team has them, so your team's turning around and blinding you, which is really not very useful. But yeah, give it a go. I would watch a few reviews and make sure it's what you really want before you buy it, because, you know, if your computer can't run it, which is likely because it's got ridiculously high specs, or if you really like to have nice fair games, then I wouldn't go for it. But if you just want to get in, shoot some people, get shot a lot, then, you know, go for it. Otherwise, I'd play Skyrim if I were you.